that social learning aspect. Okay? So they use this example on the board, which is a great example. A little kid holding a sign. Right? Now, we see this on television all the time, on the news all the time, with children stepping up for political issues, right? Saying speeches at political rallies, and their parents cheering them on the back. You go, boy. Keep on. Right? I saw one in Flint, Michigan, where this little girl was talking about the water. Everybody know the issue with the water in Flint. And it was very compelling, right? She was like 8, 9 years old, telling the governor how the water needs to be fixed, and have us drinking this poisonous water, right? Now, if you turn up the audio, you can hear a mother in the background. You better keep talking. Don't you stop. You stop crying, right? Pushing her to keep going, okay? Now, as we know, children around that age, obviously they're still developing. Their level of intelligence isn't exactly where it needs to be to really have an understanding for some of the issues going on in politics, right? So what happens is parents impress upon their kids their own views, okay? Parents tell children what to say. Parents tell children what to feel. In most cases, that's what children do. They take those things that they learn from their parents, and that's what they express. Everybody with me? Any questions there? All right, right there at the top, cognitive dissonance. This is my sister's favorite word. Cognitive dissonance theory. Cognitive dissonance theory. Everybody good? That is when our attitudes when our attitudes do not match our behavior. When our attitudes do not match our behavior. Everybody got that? Dissonance. Opposite of that is consonance or consistency. You don't need that at the moment. Now, you need to know about this. When your attitude does not match the behavior. Now think about this. The attitude that you have not matching the behavior, how you're acting. Right? I'll give you an example. Imagine someone whose grandmother gets cancer from smoking cigarettes. Imagine that, right? Now, as a grandson, granddaughter, you're upset and you hate cigarettes. Because cigarettes gave your grandmother cancer. Everybody with me? Now, imagine you go smoke. Okay? That's a problem. Right? You cannot have an attitude, which is obviously a negative attitude about cigarettes, which has made your grandmother sick, and then you have the behavior when you go smoke. Right? That's not consistent. Now, does it happen? Yeah, it happens all the time. Okay? What they say is that when you have these situations of dissonance in your body, you're uncomfortable. Okay? We talk about having that equilibrium in your body, right? You want to be comfortable. Now, you can easily hate cigarettes and still smoke, right? But it gives you a level of uncomfort. Obviously, it would be better if the attitude and the behavior matched each other. It's just like if you're dating somebody and you like scary movies and they don't, right? It's not a big deal to you. You go watch movies by yourself. They stay at home. It's fine. But it would be better if we can go together. Everybody understand? Now, not only do you have dissonance in yourself, you can have dissonance in relationships or other situations. Just that level of not being at equilibrium, not being totally comfortable. I use the example of being in a relationship because that's pretty common to people, right? They say what opposites attract. You date people that are different, right? Some of those differences, I see your lips like, yeah, too different sometimes, right? I know, too different, right? But you accept them, you love them. I wish they wouldn't do that. Wish they weren't so dirty. I clean up after them. Until year 2, and you get tired of cleaning up after them, right? That dissonance, it builds, right? It starts to build. Being uncomfortable, yeah, you can deal with it for a little while, but after a while, it may get to you. Any questions there? Right there, persuasion. Persuasion. An attempt by others to change our attitudes. An attempt by others to change our attitudes. Persuasion. To persuade somebody, to get somebody to think in a manner you want them to think, to do something you want them to do, to change what they're feeling. Right? Somebody doesn't like you, why don't you like them? Let me show you, I'm a good friend, let me buy you lunch. Okay? Do things to try to change people's attitudes. They use an example of previous President Barack Obama. All right? Now, obviously this is all